Hello yogis, namaste to you all and welcome back to the Yoga House. Today we're going to do Chakrasana or wheel pose. And so this is a posture that is usually used in the vinyasa practices to bring us out of some supine position and into another position. So in Ashtanga Vinyasa Yoga, this would simply be seen as a transitional pose. In others, it's a pose by itself. Either way, it's an excellent posture to work on because it brings lots of mobility to the back of the body, lots of strength to the front of the body, and it's a little bit of fun. I would advise either a bald head, short hair, or if you have long hair, don't put it up in a ponytail at the back of your head. As much as possible, we want to stay symmetrical as we roll back. It's like a backwards head over heels or roll. And so if there's anything kind of knobbly, like a ponytail at the back of the skull, it can throw you off. And if you already have neck issues, that might be a little bit uncomfortable. If you have dreads, I would say to just let them go behind you and then roll over that way so that you've got this evenness at the crown of the head. Just little tips. For me also, my vertebrae, even though I'm quite a bulky human, my vertebrae stick out a lot. So for Chakrasana, I usually use 2 mats. So I'm just going to show you the asana from the front and from the side, and then you can see. But also we're going to do a little preparatory rolling just so we can get into that sense of becoming like a wheel or a ball. So I'm going to show you from the side first, just that preparatory rolling. And some of you will already know that I'm a great fan of lifting the legs from a place of core strength rather than momentum. So this really helps us with our core and it gets us used to this action of posterior pelvic tilting, tailbone coming up, pubis coming up, and we're drawing the tummy muscles in to the back and the back into the floor. And so from there, we're just going to take the hands in the position that they would be in for Chakrasana. And then we're going to just keep the knees bent, keep it simple, and rock and roll, rock and roll. Head stays on the floor, rock and roll, rock and roll. Right? So this is coming from, as I said earlier, a place of core strength. If it was coming from just leg momentum, to be sort of sloppy, right? So you're in control. Stay aware. That's what yoga helps us with, right? Stay aware of everything. Next stage, straighten the legs. Rock, roll, rock, roll, rock, and roll. Yeah, and so as you get into this kind of controlled way of moving, you get a bit more levity through the pelvis, but I'm not sort of flinging myself, right? So everything's coming from the center, the middle. Rock and roll. And as you make your rocks a little bit more about a deeper range of motion and a bigger range of motion, you'll be able to have little pause buttons happening along the way. So this is proof that we're not using momentum, we're using control. Where there's control, there's safety. We know this. So if I were to continue on my quest to rock and roll with control, it would lead me to a very safe Chakrasana. And then if I'm a Vini flow or an Ashtanga person, I then walk forwards, come into Chaturanga, Urdhva Mukha, Adho Mukha. Now I'm going to show you from the front so you can see kind of the symmetry of things and you can get a better idea of where we should be going in this Chakrasana. Also, I think with Chakrasana, it's one of those things that requires personal practice. We'll take these little lessons like this video that I'm offering you and all of our teachings from our instructors, and then we ultimately, this is how the practice of yoga is, we ultimately find our own way through, right? So hopefully having a second angle on this posture will help you to figure it out intellectually, cognitively, and then with practice you'll figure it out in your body and you find what's right for you. And so I'm going to go back into Chakrasana in the same way. You can always prepare with that rocking and rolling action. Start with the knees bent if you like, or the legs straight. I like to do it with the legs straight. I just feel like it's a more strengthening action, but my legs are short, so it's a bit easier for me proportionately. So the hands are coming into that correct position, elbows in, don't wing them out, and we lift up and we can rock and roll and rock and roll. And then when it feels right, rock, roll. And then we come to our vinyasa, should you wish it. Chaturanga, Urdhva, and Adho. And that's our Chakrasana or moving wheel practice. Thank you everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. Have a great day.